Just an overview of the markets today and how it's performed. We're seeing gains of over 110 points.
Yeah, thank you, Lerato.
Hello.
Yeah, the market has been very volatile. We saw another depreciation today in the interbank market, in the interbank FS market. Yesterday, CBN offered a total volume of 600 million, which is the highest we have seen this year so far. But yet, the demand went as high as $568 million. And as a result of that, the interbank market depreciated by 76 kobo. Today, the market depreciated again by another 18 kobo to close at 155.88. Lerato?
With the CBN obviously increasing its supply on the wholesale Dutch auction to 600 million, what does that tell you, this incredible dollar demand? Are investors jittery at this stage?
Yes, that's to tell you the extent of demand that has been hitting the market. If you watch the scenario in the market, last week CBN offered a total of 800 million, 400 million at each of the offers, and then demand went as high as $1.05 billion, and then leaving an overhang of 200 million on the system. As a result of that, CBN, as at yesterday, offered 600 million, which I have said earlier. But yet, the demand was still very high at the level of $568 million. So that affected the interbank market, and then the interbank market depreciated. So we still have a problem with the high level of demand in the market, which people think is as a result of customers or banks trying to hedge themselves against the risk or the political risk, given the fact that the election is just a week away.
Is this a good hedging strategy for a lot of those customers, Momohjimoh? I'm talking here about the fact that, you know, dollar demand is something to do with people just trying to secure their positions ahead of these elections. Is it a good hedging strategy?
Yes, whether this is a good strategy or not will depend on the outcome of the election. We're hoping that the election is going to be peaceful, and if that happens, what is going to happen is that the capital float that we have seen so far is going to begin to come back, and then the market will begin to appreciate. And that is why I said whether that is a good strategy or not will depend on the outcome of the election. But we are hoping that the election is going to go on well. Like the CBN governor has said, that what is happening in the market now is temporary. And we believe that it's going to be temporary. And for those that are taking their money out now, when the election is concluded and was peaceful, we believe that the money will come back into the country and we'll continue to see an appreciation. Lerato?
The depreciation of the Naira, what do you make of this? You know, it's obviously also a factor at play here.
Well, the depreciation of the Naira, we can look at it from three major perspectives. One, like I have said, the capital float. Running into the election of just next 1 week away, some people are not comfortable with the outcome of the election, and as a result of that, they are trying to take their money outside the country, and that's putting pressure on the FX market. Secondly, if you look at the MPC's report, what they've released to the public, you will observe that for this year, a total of $5.4 billion has been sold so far between January and the 16th of March. Out of this $5.4 billion, about 1.3 billion of it was used to fund importation of petroleum, that is refined petroleum product. That is to tell you that about 26% of the demand so far has been used to fund FX. So that is another thing that has put pressure on the Naira. And then somehow also look at the dividend payment. We also observe that some multinationals in the country who are also paying dividends are also putting pressure on the Naira, buying FX to repatriate outside the country. This has been the cause of the depreciation. But as I've said earlier, we're hoping that the election is going to be very successful. And if that happens, we'll begin to see these funds coming back into the country, and then we'll continue to see an appreciation of the Naira. going forward.
Mitigating factors, obviously, against the depreciation of the Naira, better inflation figures for February at just over 11%, and the CBN taking precautionary steps by raising the monetary policy rate to 7.5%. You know, in the medium term, how's this going to help?
Yes. Again, I'll take you back to the last result of the MPC meeting. If you look at the result, the inflation figures actually between what happened in January and February was an improvement. Inflation figure as at January was 12.1, and it improved to 11.1 in February. And some people believe that this is an improvement for the economy. But if you look at the budget figure that was released by the House of Representatives, you will see that out of the 4.9 trillion budget that was released, about 2.4 of it, which is more than 50%, is going for a recurrent expenditure. That alone is going to put pressure on inflation. And so that alone is what made the MPC, what informed the decision of the MPC to increase the monetary policy rate from 6.5% to 7.5% in order to tighten the system, to remove liquidity from the system.